lot of big news coming out of Barcelona and Real Madrid. They've returned to the Camp Nou. There's all these reports about the presidency that's going to be going on in Barcelona with the elections coming up. And we're seeing the reports about Real Madrid and the club sale that Florentino Pérez is going to propose. So I had to bring my guy, Barca Volume, back on the channel so we can dissect all this news that's been coming out over the last 24 to 48 hours. What's good, bro? How are you?
I'm doing very good, man. I don't know, like it's almost like our clubs take turns. Because last week there was not a lot of news for Barca, but there was a ton of stuff with the Jude Bellingham stuff and all this crazy stuff about Madrid, and now Barcelona, right? And we can talk about it. This is elections going on. Xavi Hernández dropped a bombshell, so a lot to talk about, bro.
Yeah, I mean, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, dang, why isn't there more news coming out from Real Madrid side? Like, yeah, it's
Hmm.
exciting to talk about the prospect of selling a little percentage of the club, but I was hoping for a little bit more. But Barcelona, I mean, your media outlets are feeding the streets right now because it's so much that's been coming out lately. And then
Yep.
it's like you said with Xavi Hernandez. I'm seeing him publicly back the guy that's running against Laporta. And I'm thinking that's crazy. But maybe I do understand it. But I mean, look, since you're the Barca fan, and since the news is primarily focused about your club, where do you want to start, bro? You could lead and we'll go that way.
I mean, I guess we can start with the whole Xavi Hernandez. I mean, I think that's very important. I think a lot of people want to know our thoughts. A lot of people want to know where we land on this whole Víctor Font thing and Laporta. To be honest, you want me to kind of give you my thoughts on that, or do you want to lead on that, or you just want me to tell you like kind of what my thoughts are real quick?
I mean, so I could start really quickly because I'm pretty sure that you'll have a lot more information than I will.
Yeah,
But it's like I was telling you behind the scenes, I didn't even know that Barcelona, their elections were next year.
and
And it's
yeah,
happening, I believe, in March,
in
which is the
March, yeah.
business end of the season. So that to me was weird finding that out. And then when I was thinking about it, I decided to do some more research. And yeah, I saw Xavi Hernandez publicly backed the guy that's running against Laporta. And that guy, he came out and he said something about how he has a sporting project and like players like Holland he'd be interested in. And I'm thinking absolutely not. Jean Laporta, I need this guy to win. I need him to win. But nah, bro, go ahead. Like tell me like what you're thinking and who do you want to be the next president of Barca?
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of like, for example, right? People are gonna be very like protective of Laporta. Laporta has done a good job. I think he's done a good job. I just don't think he's done a great job. I think there's been a lot of things that I don't agree with. For example, like I'm a big man of like keeping your word type of deal. So like I'm gonna held it against Laporta because he lied. He said he was gonna keep Messi. He didn't. It's fine. Messi left, but Messi ran his contract out in PSG 2 years later in 2022, and he had a chance to convince him to come back, and he didn't. So I think he had two chances there to kind of make things up, and he chose not to. It was his deal. He thinks it was the best interest of the club or whatever. That's fine. But his whole campaign was it revolved around just this one thing, which is keeping Messi. That's fine, right? I can let it go. But there's some good things that he has done. For example, like refinancing the debt for the stadium that brought the payment down way low, so we can work on the 1-1 rule. So these are the good things that Laporta has done for Barca in terms of like you know uh what has done good. But he also has had like bozo moments, like for example the whole video they dropped on the Joan pair that we were going to be back at the Camp Nou, and they made a whole intro video about this, like a whole big announcement. These trucks, like with the speaker box all over Barcelona, like we're coming back to the Camp Nou. And to them, that was an all-time stinker because we didn't go back to the Camp Nou until this weekend. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this whole things, man. But now with the whole like Victor Font thing, a lot of people are surprised that Xavi is on his camp, and to me, that's the one thing to me that doesn't make sense because Hector Font and Xavi Hernandez go way back. And as a matter of fact, uh, Hector Font was running for president when Laporta won this tenure. and Xavi Hernandez was with him running his campaign. And then Laporta convinced Xavi to come with him and to dump basically Héctor Font. And Xavi, I'm assuming that Laporta said, "Hey, if the manager job comes up, we'll give it to you." And I think that's exactly what happened. And now they had a big fallout. He fired him as a manager, right? He fired Xavi Hernandez, and now Xavi Hernandez is all butthurt about this whole situation. And now he's going back to Héctor Font where it all started, which is it's a whole novel, man. Like I just feel like I'm all over the place, but this is kind of like my details and kind of the way I'm seeing this whole thing.
Yeah.
To me, it's not a huge surprise.
Wait, so question that I do have for you, Volume, is that seeing how it ended for Xavi, right? I know, a lot of Barca fans are split. I don't think he's as bad of a manager as some people make out, right?
No,
like when he first came to Barca, defensively, you guys were amazing. Won La Liga, right? You guys beat us as well in the Spanish Super Cup. So, I don't forget these things, but seeing how it ended for him, right? Remember, he announced he was going to leave. Then the club convinced him to stay. So then he reversed his decision. And then you guys ended up firing him anyways. Seemed like a very messy thing to happen for somebody that is considered a club legend, right?
Yeah.
So now, right, that he's backing this other candidate, do you think Xavi holds that much weight currently? Like, does this really even make a difference? Because I don't think most Barca supporters are going to sit there and say, oh, Xavi is backing Víctor Font, so let's just go with this guy. Because I think people might view it like, yo, Xavi's just salty that he was sacked.
Yeah, a lot of Barcelona fans in the community, they don't. I don't think this will push the needle. It's just a big bombshell that Xavi is with Héctor Font, and to me, I don't know why is it a huge deal. It's actually very, very predictable. Like they were together before, they're together now, and Xavi. I think Xavi is doing him a solid because he kind of dumped him for Laporta. Like in the last time they were running for president. And now I think Xavi is kind of doing him a solid. I don't think Xavi wants to be the coach for Barcelona, like in like not right now, maybe like in the future, right? But I do agree with you. I think Xavi, I don't think we treated him the way we should have, and this is where I criticize Laporta, right? This could have been done in a much better way. I did agree with Laporta firing Xavi Hernandez. I thought it was time. At that time, I felt like we needed something different, and just didn't agree with the way he did it. And that's my thing. And like right now, like it's like a whole mess with a legend and the way we're treating this. This is why I'm saying like I don't like. I'm not gonna put like a pedestal Laporta on a pedestal or anything like that. I think he's just done a good job. I think he has done good things financially for the club, and I do agree that if he stays, I'm okay with it. Like if he stays, I'm okay with it. But I dropped a video today on this topic, and I said, you know what? I think as Barca fans who truly love this team, we owe it to ourselves to just listen. We can listen to Héctor Font and we can listen to Laporta. Like I'm not just gonna say, oh, I'm Laporta, just get everybody else.
And I think that's very smart is to hear out both sides, right? Like what's the proposal that both candidates have? I think, look, since taking over from Bartomeu, I think Laporta's done a decent job, right?
Yeah.
Like he's still made the Camp Nou return happen, right? He's been the president like while most of these renovations have been going on. He's also still found a way to keep you guys competitive, right? By getting Lewandowski, getting Rafinha, Jules Koundé, right?
Yeah.
Signing Joan Garcia this past summer, right? Bringing in Marcus Rashford. I mean, Ferran.
Yeah, but Ferran was part of like he was.
No. Fair enough. But point is, I think Laporta he has stabilized Barca to some extent, and I would view him as the favorite to continue as presidency.
Yes,
but I was saying this to I forget, but I remember I said this in the group chat. It was like maybe a couple weeks ago. I said if Messi gets involved in terms of if Messi
that's a great point.
If Messi backs Víctor Font, I think that is going to get him elected. I'm going to be honest. So if I'm Laporta right now, I'm doing everything in my power to reach out to Messi to see if we can just work things out. Because, and I don't know if Messi will get involved, But if he does, I think
Yeah.
whoever he lends his support to publicly, that's who will be your next president. Because I feel like Messi's word is like law in Barcelona. You look at him sneaking back to just look at the traction that got. Imagine if he publicly came out and backed one of these candidates.
It'll be
it's
huge.
Over, bro.
Yeah, that I agree with you. I think that'll push the needle. I don't think Xavi Hernández pushes the needle. I just think he's doing him a solid. And some people will view it as, at least, or for example, right? Hector Fort, he's not. I'm sorry, I keep saying Hector Fort. It's
because the player.
Yeah. Dude, he's not a big like marketing type, like marketing wise, like nobody knows really who he is. Only like the people who truly like know this stuff. Like a lot of people won't even know like he was running even the last tenure. A lot of people don't even care, bro. But now that Xavi Hernández is with him, is on his camp, and they're like taking pictures together, like everybody's talking about it. So that gives more press. Imagine if Messi comes into the picture, and I actually said that on my video, and I said that's actually the key. If he wants to win the election, he needs to get Messi on his side. Now, the issue is Messi doesn't get involved in politics. Like, he's not a political guy. He's not. And Xavi is. So that's the thing. Like, I don't know. But Messi has an incredible opportunity to really stick it to Laporta if he really wanted to. But Messi's not that type of guy, bro. That's the only thing. Like, I don't
think Messi is smart for that, to be honest. Because what if, let's say, Messi backs Víctor Font, right?
And he loses.
No, and let's not say he loses. Let's say he wins, but then he turns out to be an awful president.
Yeah.
Like, he ruins your finances even more, or he doesn't make any good signings and just things don't work. Now, it's like, well, Messi backed this guy. So now Messi's word doesn't mean anything. Like, you kind of get it. So it's like a catch-22 situation. And I think if I was Messi, I probably wouldn't. Like, the only time that I would get involved if I was Messi is if I myself was running for presidency. But I wouldn't back anyone, because if it doesn't work, that could be a stain on his legacy as well.
Hector Fort could offer him an administrative position if he wins. But the problem is Messi's not retired. So, like, if he wins, he's not going to be able to have any sort of like work within the club, because he's still playing for Miami. So that's the thing. Like, if Messi was retired, he would have more interest of like having something into this deal and make it work like that. But I don't think it's happening, bro. I think it stops at Xavi Hernández, even though Messi will push the needle. Like, I don't know, like, just the guarantees that, Messi can still be in there and not win it, and then now he's gonna look silly trying to support. Plus, a lot of people within the community think that a lot of people who work for Bartomeu are going to be working with Hector Font. So
really,
that's what some people have been saying that in the comments so far on my video, and I'm starting to think now, like, well, maybe that's going to hurt Hector Font, Víctor Font, because if he has some people that work with Bartomeu under his tenure, and he's trying to bring those people here, now he has not proposed yet. He doesn't have his executives. He he hasn't even said who will be his foreign director. He may be Xavi Hernández. I don't know, but maybe that's why people are going to be waiting though until see what his plan is going to be. Because if he's mentioning some of these guys that work under Bartomeu, dude, it's over. Dude, might as well not even run. That would be a crazy part.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, with this as well, and I just wanted to bring this up. So he was asked about, basically like things that he plans on doing, right? And here's the quote. He said, "We must work to fulfill our promises. As for me, what can I say? It's that we are working to develop a dream sports proposal," right? So then somebody asked him, so to sign Haaland, he said, that's like an example. Does that like excite you? Like, surely that has to excite you. But I think if Barca could financially sign Haaland, Laporta would have tried it. Surely. Or is Font saying that if he's elected, he's gonna guarantee this signing, similar to like what Perez did with Figo, right? Like, if I'm elected, Figo comes in. Is this his way of saying if he's Barcelona's president, Erling Haaland will be the number 9?
Yeah, but Florentino literally said it. Like that was not
like guaranteed it, not used like an example.
Yeah, that like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
He literally said that. Like for example, right? Like this is a textbook. This is a textbook political campaign. Like this is exactly what you do. Is you promise you're gonna build a park. You promise you're gonna rebuild the streets. You promise you're gonna get rid of all the homeless people around the neighborhood. That's exactly what you do on your political campaign, and that's exactly what this is. It's like, oh yeah, Haaland, just throw that name out there just because, and
Nah,
he'll
fair
just say
enough,
like, yeah,
fair
yeah,
enough,
yeah, yeah, I believe
fair
it. So
enough.
it's just like throwing stuff at the wall, trying to see what sticks. It's really, it wouldn't get me excited personally, but I don't know, maybe those socios who are going to be voting for him, it will. So
Yeah,
at the end of the day, that's really what's going to, this thing is all going
nah,
to
it's
come down
true.
to. So yeah,
It's true.
I
And
wouldn't
like
buy into
before,
that.
yeah, and before we move on, bro, I just wanted to say it's super weird even talking about this because, like, as a Madrid fan, I don't like. Yes, we have presidential elections, but nobody ever runs against like
Against
nobody ever
Florentino,
runs
it's
against
too
Florentino Perez.
powerful.
It's a waste. It's a waste of your time. Like you just know you're not going to win. Like last time, I think he's been unopposed in terms of in the real. Like there's not been another candidate in a very long time. So
Hmm.
look, hopefully Laporta or Font does not become your next Florentino Perez by being so successful. But I mean, look, like really quickly before we do move on to Real Madrid, you're returning to the Camp Nou. Got a
Yes.
game right around the corner against Bilbao, right? Nico Williams is going to terrorize your back line, hopefully. And
I'm very happy that Pathetic Club is coming to town, and it'll be the
pathetic.
great opening game.
Yeah, I mean, like, how are you feeling about that? Like, do you think returning to the Camp Nou is going to rejuvenate you? Is that going to turn your season around? Are you guys going to play better?
Yeah, well, I think we'll have a much better home field advantage for sure. Because
Mhm.
the Montjuic, I've already said this many times, the Montjuic Stadium, it was okay. We'll thank them for it, but hey, well, that was not a home field advantage, man. The crowd never really got involved. We're too far away from the field, too far away from the actual pitch, and I never really liked that. Even when we played at the Johan Cruyff, I thought it was miles better than at the Montjuic in terms of like the atmosphere.
The atmosphere,
I
yeah,
actually
yeah.
think that, a lot of times when when you're in a really, like, you're in a slump, right? Anything that could motivate you to make you think that, that dude, sports, man, they're as much mental as they are physical, and sometimes you just gotta ignite the troops and use something as a symbol of trying to just get on a good run here. So I think
Yeah.
Barcelona will use this. We're back at the Camp Nou, we're back home. Let's pick up some momentum. Let's try to, like, at least, we need something, bro. We need a spark. We need whatever it is. And if being back at the Camp Nou doesn't spark the team, I mean, I think I will be surprised. I do actually think that we will use this and we'll start playing better. I think I do really truly do think that, because we're not just coming back at the Camp Nou. It's like we're coming back and it just stars are aligning right now, dude. As soon as Messi stepped on the pitch, dude, we haven't lost a game at the Camp Nou.
But you haven't won one either.
We haven't won one either.
You
That's
haven't
true.
won one either.
But as soon as Messi stepped on the field, dude, everything started happening. The Camp Nou is back, and Pedri's coming back, Rafinha's coming back, Joan Garcia's coming back, the whole team. Now we're just gonna have, I think we're just gonna have Ter Stegen and Gavi on the injury report after Pedri comes back for the Chelsea game. So I think it just sets up perfectly. The Camp Nou is back, and everyone is back, and we have to use this, man. We have to get going. We hit rock bottom already this season, in my opinion, and we're only 3 points away from Madrid. So we have all the motivation we need to just get back at it, man, and start grinding these wins.
All right, look, fair enough, bro. It's gonna definitely be interesting to see how that game goes. We're all gonna be rooting for Bilbao during that match. I'm gonna need me a Nico Williams masterclass. Can you imagine it if he spoils the return
You
of
know
all
what?
the players? Oh my days.
You
It
know
was
what? First
good.
of all, I was thinking, like, I hated that it was against Athletic Club,
Mhm.
because I'm like, dude, these guys don't deserve the spotlight. These guys don't deserve the first game at the Camp
They don't
Nou.
have
These
any
freaking
fans
idiots.
though. No fans of theirs can go
Yeah,
because
and then
Barcelona said that it's like a security risk or something. So
yeah,
it's a massive advantage for you.
they just announced it that they're not gonna be able to host any visitor fans or whatever. So here's the thing, bro. Look,
Wait, so are
now that
all Barca's home games this season gonna be without visitor fans?
No, I don't
Or is
think
it just
so.
for
I
like this one
actually,
because it's so
in
early?
December, we're supposed to be opening Section C, and
Okay.
that's gonna allow 60,000 fans. So when
Okay. So like
it's
an extra
60,000 fans,
15,000. It's like an extra 15,000 because it's 45K right now.
yes, it's
Okay.
actually 42, I think.
Okay. 42.
42 or
Okay.
45.
Okay.
Yeah, you might
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
but something like that. But you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm happy
Mhm.
that it's Pathetic Club because, dude, it'll just be sweeter to just put 4 goals past this freaking Pathetic Club that this project is dead, bro. I'm gonna be surprised if this game is even competitive. These guys, bro, they have
They're so
they
mid.
they're so mid right now. They
Yeah.
started
Yeah.
the season 3 out of 3, right? They 9 points. All of a sudden, dude, they just fell off a cliff, bro. They're on a free fall right now. Like I think they won a game the other day. I can't remember against who, and they didn't win for like the last 3-4 games, something like that. It was crazy, man. Like I'm gonna be surprised. I actually think they had better teams in the past. I don't even know if Nico's playing. I don't think Nico's
Now,
playing.
so I did see a report that Nico Williams and Sankit is they'll both be back because Nico Williams is actually dealing with the same thing that Yamal is as well.
Yeah.
But they're saying that he should be available. I think it'll be an interesting game though, for sure. But since we were talking about presidents, right? Let's talk about the greatest of all time, Don Florentino Perez. Now, Volume, have you seen the proposal that is out there that he's going to be presenting to Real Madrid socios, right? Now, I remember news broke maybe a month or so ago about, Real Madrid possibly opening up a minority percentage of the club for a sale, right? To get more investment into our team. And now we kind of have the framework of what Perez is thinking of, right? So it says that he plans on selling 5 to 10% of Real Madrid to an outside investor. He will present the plan in this month's socio meeting. The president values the club at 10 billion euros, which means a 5 or 10% sale would be between 500 million to
1
1
billion.
billion euros in investment, which is massive. As a Barca fan, bro, because
Wait,
I love this.
wait,
And
I thought we were broke.
go ahead, explain. Go ahead.
No, I thought we were broke. But you guys are the ones selling steak
Yeah. Why not?
because you guys have money.
Yeah, of course, like we have money, but if you look at the reason that we're doing it, it does make sense because when you look at the transfer market, it's inflated, right? You're paying damn near 100 million for players that aren't even worth that. You look at the state-owned clubs like PSG, Man City. You look at the Premier League with the TV deals that they have. It's essentially the Super League, right? Like look at how
Crazy,
Sunderland
bro. It's
can
crazy.
get promoted. Sunderland spent over 100 million, like right away, right? So I think what Perez is thinking is the future, right? Real Madrid, we don't have, and yes, we do make the most money in the world, but who knows if that's the case in the next 10 years, right? Seeing how everything's going. So this is like a safe measure. Now, this is going to be an annual injection of cash on top of what we already own. I think it's phenomenal business. And
Yeah.
I don't mind as long as the socios control the majority vote, which is minimum 51%.
Yeah.
It's fine with me because that's what actually matters because the fans will technically still own the club. So 5 to 10%. Nah, bro, let's do it. I'm hoping that it's
For 1
somebody
billion.
from the
Yeah.
Middle East. I'm hoping that it's, some prince from, like Dubai or something that comes in.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because one thing about those guys is that they've shown us they don't mess around. They have a very good track record in this sport. Whenever they've taken over a club, whenever they invest, they're there to dominate and to win. So I could only see this as a positive. But as a Barca fan, though, like, do you like are you a bit nervous? Do you want your club to do the same? Like, what's on your mind?
Right. So I was listening the other day to another channel in Spanish, and he was talking about that it's a little bit more complicated than people think, and I wanna do my research, and I'm probably gonna be doing a video on this. Like if it ends up happening, I'm gonna do a video on whether I think it's a good decision for Barcelona because he was talking about the lines of like, yes, it has its benefits to what you're saying. Like you get money, that money you can spend, you can pay your debt. There's all kinds of things that you can do. But there's a lot of other technicalities when you're selling a stake and when you're letting other people, outsiders, come into your club. Now they make decisions too. So not everything is sunshines and rainbows, but like just like anything in life, right? Like you sell a certain percent of amount of your company. Now you don't make all the decisions. Now you don't make not everything that you say goes per se. I know what you're saying in terms of like the socios. They hold most of the power, but it's not as easy as people make it out to be. That's what I'm saying. But and overall, I mean, if Florentino's behind this, so I've heard some crazy stories. Like I'm telling you, I feel like I live in a different world than you do because I'm following the
Spanish
like the media from Spanish and like the
Yeah, I
Real
mean,
Madrid
so give us
channel.
the insight on what you're
Yeah,
hearing,
and
though.
and
Yeah, go
I've
ahead, bro.
heard stories like Florentino wants to do this because that allows him to potentially like buy some sort of like percentage of the club as well. Once this deal is done, he can actually own Real Madrid. So crazy stuff
Let's
like
do
that.
it.
That's a
In
stretch.
Perez, we trust. Hey, look, value. Let me tell you something right now. I love Florentino Perez.
Yeah.
Like he's a grandfather. Like
Yeah.
I love this guy. And
No, why
the
wouldn't
day
you?
that he leaves, the day that his presidency is over, it will be a very dark day for Real Madrid. I don't think we're going to be finished. I don't think we're going to just fall
hate
apart.
him, so I'm sure you love him.
I love that man. When I went to Real Madrid versus PSG in the Club World Cup, the fact that I was in the same stadium as him, I just felt his aura. Yeah. I didn't know where he was per se, and I wasn't, I'm not rich enough to pay for seats to be anywhere next to him. Yeah. But the fact that I was just there and he was there, I'm telling you, like this guy is just a different breed.
No, he's incredible.
When it comes to the business side of things, if he believes this is the best way forward for Real Madrid, then I'm not going to question him because I do see more benefit. And of course, it's like you said, not everything is just black and white. There's going to be some things that maybe come with it that we don't like. But I think you have to look at the pros and cons. And I just feel like the pros heavily outweigh the cons of it. So why would I not do it? And thing is, funny enough, value, I think Barcelona will do this as well. Mm-hmm. And I don't want Barcelona to do it and we don't do it. Because once you open up a minority of your club, Barcelona are arguably top 3 most valuable football clubs on this planet. If you get an injection of $1 billion from an outside investor, your debt almost cleared. You're back to the 1v1. And now we're seeing Barcelona spending money, buying guys like Haaland, right? Going out there and signing top defenders to fix their back line, right? Yeah. Going out there and getting a DM to go next to Pedri. I'm not trying to see that if we don't also have that. I don't want to get left behind, value. I really don't.
No. It does work both ways, but from the looks of it, if it happens, it's Madrid who's going to be doing it first because they're already ahead of the curve right now. Especially the Florentino has been working on this for not just right now. He's been working it for I believe a couple of years ago. Not just right now.
Yeah, like this just doesn't happen like randomly. No. It's like it takes like a lot of groundwork. Because I'm pretty sure
and Perez already knows. You got to convince the socios. You got to convince.
The now, board. But the thing is, though, value. I'm pretty sure that the board and Perez with this proposal already know who they would give it to. Because they're not going to just accept any random billionaire to come in with the money. I think they already have an idea of maybe the 1 or 2 people that might be like the split percentage owner of the 10%. Maybe like one guy owns 5, one other company owns 5. I don't know exactly because we have to wait until it actually gets proposed. But I do see this going through. I think the socios are going to care more about if they have the ultimate say with the votes, which is the 51%. So it's kind of like the US presidency, right? Like, for example, if Trump wants to do something, he just can't go and pass laws. You know what I'm saying? Like he has to basically like run it through, has to get voted in, and then it happens, right? So I think as long as the socios remain in power, I don't really think anybody would be. And I'm sure some socios won't want to do this, but I think a majority of them will be okay with 5 to 10% of the club being sold. And then if you think about it, I think this is our response. I don't think that we would have done this if the Super League came true. I think because the Super League was a way.
It's a plan B thing,
exactly. But the Super League was a way for us to bring in more revenue to compete with the Premier League teams and their TV rights.
By the way, is that what Bayern did with their club as well?
So Bayern have a 50+1 rule. So their fans, I don't know if they're called socios in Germany. I'm not sure. But their fans own 51% of the club. And then 49% is owned by like different entities. I think like Audi and things like that. It's like kind of broken up.
Yeah, that's why they have money to go get players and stuff like that.
But their fans still have the voting majority. So if a majority of the fans want the president out, for example, then he can be relieved of his duties, if that makes sense, or like the director of football, etc. Now, we're not trying to go up to 49%, only saying 10%. That's crazy. So
overall, man, I don't think it's a bad business, but it's sad, to be honest. It's pretty sad that it comes down to this, to be able to compete with the Premier League, to be able to compete with these other teams, that they have done all these other things, bro. Like, to me, like, how do we even compete with them? If we think about it, the way they spent, and the way, for example, the way Barcelona spent this summer, I'm not going to go as far as to go Madrid, because Madrid did spend about 300 million.
No,
Barcelona spent.
We only spent about like 160 this summer.
That's it. Well, Carreras, Trent, and
So Housen was about like 58. Carreras was about 50. Trent was about 10 million because we paid 10 million to get him before the Club World Cup started. Who else did we bring in? Franco. Franco was 60. About 45. 60. About 45 million. Like, I don't know about the add-ons, but like what we paid for him was 45. Yeah. So that was our only 4 signings.
Okay. So
about like 150, 160 million.
But dude, like these other teams, man, like this is ridiculous, bro. Like how is it a fair, like that's a whole topic for another day. But this is the whole thing that I've said before. Like when I made a video about La Liga and Tebas like 4 months ago, like, but this is the thing. How is it fair that for example, right, Madrid goes to play to live against Liverpool, and Liverpool has built a squad for like freaking 500 million euros in a freaking summer. Then you got looking at the champion who has literally, I think that's upwards of 1.5 billion euros on that project in PSG. Like that's crazy, man. We're literally just in the world of football. We're just literally letting teams just buy their way into Champions Leagues, man. That's crazy, man.
And the thing is, Volume, we make more money than all of these teams. Barcelona and Real Madrid are bigger than any Prem team. We're bigger than PSG. So now imagine if we had outside backing alongside the money that we already generate.
Yeah.
That is how we compete. That is how we're able to balance the playing field. Everyone complained about the Super League, but I don't see Premier League fans complaining that their clubs can spend the most money.
I kind of wanted the Super League, to be honest with you. I think,
because that would have fixed Barca's financial situation,
and it would have been a lot of fun to watch.
For sure.
It was going to be like fireworks.
And funny enough, the thing is, Volume, people think that the Super League was meant to replace domestic football leagues. No, it wasn't. The Super League was meant to only rival the Champions League. So the Super League just would have replaced the UCL, not La Liga, not the Prem, Serie A, etc. But that's how people, because nobody actually read what it was about. People just saw headlines and protested.
Yeah.
But if you're a Premier League fan, I get it, right? You like having the monopoly on world football and in the transfer market, because you guys are the only ones that, because of your TV deal, and mind you, their TV deal is so much only because of America.
Yeah.
Because America is the #1 market in the world.
Yeah.
So because the UK, they speak English, it easily translates in America. So the Premier League is the most watched league in this country, right? Like I know more Prem fans than I do Madrid and Barca in America. So, they have the massive TV deal. They're able to spend a crap ton of money, but don't worry, Volume, because I think Real Madrid do this. I think Barcelona will do this. And it's going to just the world keeps going, we're going to still be the two biggest clubs on this planet, and we're going to still be able to take everybody's best players if we really want them.
Just on fan base alone, bro. That's what really what dominates ratings. That really what dominates just the popularity. Just that it's literally the people who you can have all the money you want, but if nobody's watching you, that's the thing. Like for Madrid and Barca, that's what helps them because South America, bro, Central America,
crazy.
Europe. Dude, it's so crazy, man. Like I'm telling you, everybody in every country, you either Madrid or Barca, bro. There's a lot of people don't even like scratch the surface on how big Madrid and Barca are in terms of branding. It's crazy, man. Like I'm telling you, I live there, dude. I'm a little boy from a freaking small country, from a small city, and everyone in that small city, like it was not even a lot of people. It's all it mattered, dude. Madrid or Barca. Imagine like bigger places like Brazil, bro. Bigger like Argentina. It's crazy, man. It's
bro.
Totally crazy.
It's sad that you became Barca. You should have been Madrid volume, man. Like
my
where did we go wrong?
My brother is a Madrid fan, dude.
Is he your older brother or your younger?
No, he's my older brother. He kept telling me to root for Madrid.
How do he allow you to be Barca, man?
He kept telling me, bro, Madrid, and I'm like, no, Barca.
So, like, what was it for you? Like, real quick before we wrap, like, what was it for you that? Because if your older brother supports a team, most kids would just be like, I'm gonna go with my big brother.
Yeah.
So, like, what made you say, nah, I'm going to the rivals?
I literally think it's just the colors, bro. One thing it was the colors, and another thing it was just how young I was when I started like watching the sport. Because when you're just a little boy, like all you see is like blue stuff, red stuff, right? I think it had a big influence that I was so young and that I was watching it, and I think. When I looked at the logo, the yellow, the blue, the red, I think that's really like what I fell in love with. I think I truly believe that that's what it was, because at the time when I literally started watching, I think who the players were like Romario. I think R9 was like in his peak when I remember a few games.
Ballon d'Or year, right?
Huh?
Because wasn't he at Barca for like 1 year and then
not 2 years? I think
Ballon d'Or.
I think it was there for 2 years.
Okay, 2 years.
I remember that. I remember when he left. So those little things, but I do remember being such a young little boy, and I think it was literally like plain and simple, bro. I think it was just the colors.
Yeah, nah, fair enough. Damn. So we were the right colors away from having Madrid value and not Barca. Fair enough, bro. Fair enough. But look, guys, if you're still watching up to this point, smash that like button. Make sure that you subscribe to me. Subscribe to Barca Volume. His channel is right next to mine with the collab feature. Get in the comment section and let us know what you're saying for any of the topics that we talked about. We'll be back on Volume's channel with the next one.